Everyone tell me what this is right here. It's not a duffel bag. It's not a purse.
Stick.
No, it's not a stick. What is that?
A toy medical bag.
A toy medical bag. Good job. Okay. This is the Fisher Price one that I had when I was a kid back in the 80s. For many, many decades, kids all over wanted, it's one of the most popular toys. They wanted to play doctor. What is the allure? What is the attraction for little 2, 3, 4-year-olds to want to pretend they're a doctor? To do what? I can't hear you, brother. I had no idea what you're saying. What is the allure? Why are so many kids? Yes. No, they don't want to cut people up. Yes. They want to help people. Right? What's the allure? What's the attraction for a teenager or a college student? Not all, of course, but to want to be a doctor.
To help people.
Say it again. Money, status, success. So naturally, when we're really young, our motivation is altruistic. We want to help others. That is a natural essence of being human. Culturally, it's about status and success and salary. Do little 3-year-olds or 4-year-olds have any idea what salary or status is? No. I had a girl this morning who wrote a beautiful piece of prose in her journal and said when she was 5 years old, she told her mother, I want to be a bag girl at the grocery store. And the mother stopped and gave a lecture. Oh my gosh, heck no. You're going to be a doctor. You're going to dishonor the family that way. And she talked about how in her culture, honoring the family and your parents is paramount. And she said this dilemma, she said, is do I honor my parents when we be a doctor? Or do I honor my own truth and I want to be a video game designer? Is it about status or is it about his inner feeling? And I can bring joy to people, she says, as a video game designer. And so the question we have to ask ourselves is which bag are we going for? You all heard the phrase, get the bag, secure the bag. What does that mean? Get money, get status. For whom?
Yourself.
For yourself. When we're little kids, we want to bring the bag to help others. When we get older, we want to get the bag to impress others. And that's where our mental decline starts coming in as we change meaning for material. It's natural. I want to bring the bag to help you and serve you. I want to get the bag so you look at me and go, oh wow. And I want you to think about right now, what is culture? What creates the culture that we know? Mostly subconscious. What are the main institutions that are helping us dictate what our identity is, what we want to pursue, what we want to go after? Yeah. Internet, media, social media, online media, all that media, yes, big one. What else? I just mentioned if the girl's writing, who's influencing her? Parents, expectations, and what's the third major one? Besides media and parents, it is? That might come from what is the force that is making us act certain ways? Yes.
Societies.
But who? Yeah. Who in our environment is having a big force on how we behave?
Friends.
Who?
Friends.
Friends, peers. Our peers, our parents, and our parent media companies. It's like 5 of them rolling everything. And we have to start deciding for ourselves which bag are we going to be about. There's nothing wrong with doing well for yourself. I'm not saying go be a bum. But if it's all about you, you lose what was naturally about you as a young kid. Wanting to help others. All little kids know is that doctors, when you're hurting, they heal you. When you're sick, they make you feel better. And that's what they want to do. And we're always talking about how can we create new metaphors. I thought inside the doctor's bag is a great metaphor for leadership. And we're going to look through all the literature this year through this leadership lens, how these characters are behaving. Leadership is just your ability, how you make yourself better and those around you better. Too often we confuse personal leadership with positional leadership. Positional leadership is a job title. It's being captain of your team or head of the drum line or whatever. Assistant manager, maybe a job you might have right now. That's not for everybody. But personal leadership, that's everyone. How you treat people determines how they treat people. That's a heavy responsibility. And being a leader means I'm responsible. Every day, if you're mean, have you ever have your parents come home from work and your parents just seem mad at you for no reason? Has never had that happen before? Yeah? Yeah, your big smile, okay. Maybe their boss yelled at them and they can't yell back, so they're yelling at you subconsciously. Who knows? If every day I was just mean to Oscar, call him all kinds of names, how might Oscar feel? How might you feel about himself? Good? Bad? He might go home, might be mean to his brother. Now, if I was praising Oscar every day, nice and kind to him, how might he feel?
Good.
Good. He might go home and be nice to his brother. His brother goes to school, is nice to his friends. And his friends go to school, and it just compounds. You never just influence one, you're influencing everyone by just being who you are. And inside the doctor's bag is a metaphor for how to be better. When we go to the doctor's office, what's the first thing they do to you?
They check your heart.
You want to know?
Check your blood pressure.
Yeah. Blood pressure. I used to love this toy. You squeeze it and it actually spun. It was like the coolest thing when I was 3 years old. Like, oh my God. And if you want to be a good leader, you got to help people deal with pressure. How are you helping people thrive under pressure? There's not a big difference in the NBA between athletes and athletes. The biggest difference is who can make the shot when the pressure is the highest. Whether you're in positional leadership or just personal leadership, how are you helping each other around you and yourself thrive under pressure? And now that become a health scare. All that you are and all that you're not is a direct result of the leadership in your life, yours and everyone else's, good or bad. And after you deal with pressure, what's the next thing they do? What do they take? Your what?
Temperature.
Your temperature. Not that little gun-based scam, but this is what it was back in the day. And if you want to be in leadership positionally, or even just as a person, you're going to deal with hotheads. We had a meeting this morning at work. There was some heat in the room. Your job as the leader is to cool people down. Because if the temperature gets too hot, what can happen to the body? You can die. If the temperature gets too high in an organization, it can die. So you're going to have, and most of the time, if you're in a positional leadership, where's the heat directed at?
You.
You. And you got to cool people down and bring them back to a healthy temperature. Take the thermometer, it matters. After that, what's the next thing leaders do?
Check your heart.
They listen to your heart. Listening is the first act of leading, and it's the least performed act. When you start getting jobs, you'll see most of your bosses are not listening. And what does this really listen to? What part of your body? But the main thing is your heart and other places too. Leaders listen to the heart of their people. What are you interested in? I gotta be interested to be influential. What do you care about more than just job? The first act of leading is listening. The highest act of leading is making those you lead feel loved. I can't make you feel loved if I don't listen to you. Mr. Rogers said listening is where love begins. This is the number one failure of leadership, is listening and making those people you lead feel loved. How good are you right now at listening to your own heart too? As Mike Krzyzewski used to say, you gotta lead with your heart. You do that by listening to others. And then you gotta figure out what's the quick fixes, the band-aids. Maybe you have to go apologize to someone. Maybe you just have to help people get in the same room together. Maybe just change a decision you made. What's little quick fixes of things that are broken in your organization? And then next, what's the hammer do? Checks for what? Reflexes. You got to be getting feedback from your people. How are they responding to the procedures, the methods, the policies that you put in your culture? How are people reacting to you every day? How are your peers reacting to how you are? What's the reflex? Positive, negative. You got to keep checking in with people. And if something's really broken, you got to put a cast on it. You're going to have to bend broken relationships. You're going to have to reconstruct broken systems. if you're in a positional leadership. And when people get a cast, what do people do usually?
They write on
They
it.
sign it. It's personal. They're rooting you on. You're human. We're going to have times when we break apart. Leaders got to cast them and bring them back together. And know what happens to the bone after it breaks if it's casted right. It usually gets stronger than it was before. And the hardest part of that leadership in the doctor's bag is the thing we all fear the most at the doctor's office. What is this?
It's shot.
It's not a needle, it's a shot. All right? What does a shot do temporarily?
Hurts.
It causes pain. What does a shot do long term? It provides protection. Good, Robert. You're going to be disliked sometimes. In fact, probably a lot of times if you're a positional form of leadership. You're going to have to check in with people and sometimes put people in check. I'm like, hey, you're not performing at the standards. Hey, the way you behaved yesterday, I need it better. You got to give them sometimes a short-term shot, some confrontation, some discomfort for long-term protection, strength, and growth of the organization, of the family, of the friendship. You got to go give that medicine. It's not always easy, but nothing easy makes you better. And so I want all of you to start asking yourselves, are you someone who's going to bring the bag, or you only have to get in the bag? Trying to do good for others or impress others? What do you want to be about? Just because the culture says something doesn't mean you have to follow that thing. And I hope you'll be a leader. I hope you'll identify as a leader, both personally and then hopefully grow to positionally. Who helps people deal with pressure, who listens to their heart, who takes the temperature of the room and helps cool down hotheads, who band-aids things that need quick fixes, who puts casts on things that need long-term rebuilding, who's checking the reflexes and the responses of how you're leading, and when needed, daring to have the courage to confront what's wrong, cause temporary discomfort or pain for long-term protection and strength of the organization, of the team. That's your job, your responsibility. And as we read this here, I want us to be analyzing how the characters are doing it. Are they get the bag people or are they bring the bag people? They want to be a doctor for the right reasons. And you leave for the right reasons. Because you literally change the world when you accept the responsibility that who I am today and how I treat others today is going to affect many, many lives forever. Okay? Let me give you an example right now of the power of